Ain't nobody stopping me. We untouchable. First class flights, long Vegas nights. Throw 100 to the shooter cause he's nice with the dice. Young Al Pacino, casinos and C-notes. You see smoke, they reload the reefer. Strippers with ambition and children who really miss them. White man riches, caught with the mistress. You see him crawl back, he really missed the missus. She ain't down for that, they split it 50-50. All black bands, call it Kunta Kinte. Cause when it's out at night, you just might miss it. Model chick, real thick, head game genius. She texts the iPhone, sending me naked pictures. Pretty girls and flashy lights, photo shoots and fly nights. Killing shows like every night, but that's just my life. Jeans, designer tees, ain't nobody messing with him. He got lawyers on his team, whoa. 4 seats for Mr. Ford, please. Make sure the suit clean, iron out the long sleeves. Business meetings, record labels, stay fiending. Keep them coming back, piranhas who taste profit in what I feed them. Pen game nice, wrist stays tight. Probably get diagnosed with carpal tunnel when I retire. This that award-winning flow. Please remain seated, hold the applause. Treated like young kings, treated like young queens. Young kids and teens, addicted behind scenes. You watch them on TV, the sad thing to see is most can't go a day without fiending. Industry crazy, I can't get enough. Raising the bar, I'm doing pull-ups. 5 mil or no deal. Look at the hits I make, outlasting the pill. Ain't nobody stopping me. We untouchable. Yeah.
It might be the baby that was just born. Sometimes people need a form of social security, which can also be it can be a baseline standard of living, because people with, certain means that aren't able to make as much as other individuals. Some people, they wake up, they make millions by the hour, billions. Just woke up to 10 trillion this morning. Some countries, they wake up to 200 trillion. Our year over year, our purchase orders in every sector, beautiful, business, health. But we're just talking about organization though. Sometimes we like to think the United States might be a teenager to organization. I would like to think organization in the United States is more organized, beautiful, and with the internet, easier than any other country. But if we had to save the president in Washington, D.C., or a president in Hawaii, and we got a phone call today from Santo Domingo, we would be wondering, how come Santo Domingo cannot make that easy for us in America? It would be beautiful if Santo Domingo was able to pick up the phone call for somebody that I just woke up, let's say maybe about 6, 8. I was up all night, so I'm on the Michael Jordan schedule, the 23, where he's in Vegas on jet planes, and like Gary V going back in my mindset for the Winners Club. But as I say, okay, we could be on the plane back to New York. Then Santo Domingo calls us. And if I'm the president that has to retire or take care of my health immediately, I would need Social Security. This would be for everybody who doesn't actually know. So first you would have to take care of everybody that's already waiting, especially the person who's able to make the call. If we're in the movie Castaway, Lost, Jurassic Park, some crazy movie with surfing or something, if we're in those crazy movies and we had TikTok, we had Verizon, we had my mom, we had the Ford McKinley family. So if there were certain families in the United States, I don't like to just say names, but then if I had to then make the call and say, this is for Ford family, Ford McKinley family from Hawaii that was able to talk to Santo Domingo, I would hope that if they have more money than me because they're working, right? That kind of probably means every call they answer, the person probably has less than them because their social security is having what a responsibility globally that would then have them making money that could do their work, their formal work. So then you can make too much money where then you don't look over somebody that would have to reach your line. So then if we're running through Jurassic Park, hopping over fences, there's tsunamis, there's flooding, there's fires, and I get to pick up a cell phone and I get to say, Santa Domingo, untouchable, it's Josh Ford on the line, Hawaii in the building, Maui, born, raised Hawaii, born Massachusetts, Hawaii, New York, connect, Hawaii, Boston, connect, Hawaii, 200 countries. But we got our first call. Okay, so we got to get our first call if we were in that situation. It sounds like we're explaining, sounds like we're going slow. But we would then get the chance to get a wire that could save the Washington, D.C. president. Is it Donald Trump we're saving, or is it Obama we're saving? Or are we saving Joshua Elijah Ford? Or are we saving Rika Kulia Nakama Salvador? Or are we saving one of my constituents but it's me right now though. It's Josh Ford. So then you would have to say, am I saving Donald Trump? Am I saving Obama? Or am I saving my own lawyer in Hawaii, in Maui? So even if I look crazy on the line, picking up the phone call, right? And I'm live. And then I hear the beautiful voice of Santo Domingo. So Waikiki, the south side Kihei, that's very similar to Santo Domingo, Miami Beach. Then you have New Jersey in the building. A lot of places then we have Cali, the boardwalk. A lot of places that could then resemble, or 200 other, Africa, a lot of coastal lines, beautiful scenic views, especially the R&B girls, especially the clubs. If we're not trying to say that if you were the president or if you had one last call, then if Superman and Supergirl is out now, we're trying to, of course I'm trying to save myself. I gotta say all of that amount would have to be paid and delivered, put that money in a duffel bag. Then that means wire it. If you cannot do that, put it in the planes. What is easier? Because then it's a movie, right? Then it's hip hop too. If we're then talking, but we're talking presidential or then local, state, or federal. If that's the one call, then international call, intercepted, right? So a beautiful R&B, a beautiful business professional at the Social Security office is then able to intercept the telephone call all the way from the Hawaiian Islands, Maui, Hawaii, at 6 to 6:30 a.m. in Santo Domingo. And that person has the opportunity to send even the call to forward to the right person, or let's just say the money amount that could then even be of 1 week, but let's say just a fix, because social security can fix you the amount that you would be able to make, right? So then we have lawyers across the globe in all of these countries that are then connected to social security. We would think maybe, so United States is still a baby, but you could say we're gonna take responsibility, and that would be something that has to be smooth, because then people who don't have enough can then at least have what? Minimum wage. I would have to at least fight for myself first, because I cannot then be the only one that doesn't hear about something, right? If it's the one call I gotta make, but then I'm also on the line on TikTok. So I would have to be able to describe this in a video. But then we don't have internet hardly in Hawaii. It costs. If I'm dealing with my health and it costs, and my management doesn't know how to do this, I don't have management, I don't have a parent, or I have a big family, and I gotta survive and take care of all the food, all the cell phones, and everything, right? And it's a miracle. It's like Christmas today, but then I gotta be like the old guy in Willy Wonka, or I gotta be like somebody's old godfather, or somebody's even mom or dad in Santo Domingo. They could then intercept a telephone call and wire it for the person who's already doing business with 200 countries slash territories. So if I just so happen to get the call, but I do business independently per se, although a lot of entities owe me money, which just means you're doing business, but you know where the debits are supposed to be due in state, federal, and then international. But we love each person. It's peace, love, happiness, and miracles is out now, because we Social Security gotta save people fast. With the budget, it's a couple fixes. If they can pick up the phone to Hawaiian Islands, that beautiful R&B girl can save any of the presidents, or any of her family, or her great grandmothers, the godmothers. So I would like to say I'm like a young godfather, because I'm black and white. So there's a black godfather and a white godfather movies, but in real life too, they were connected. But then there's all the presidents and everybody who does business, and everybody in the states who have the biggest impacts globally, or even community, or even that just want to live, that don't have to think about all of the scale across the globe. Some people, they're just learning today. I just picked up the phone, and I'm like, hello, Santo Domingo's on the line. I don't have my R&B girls with me right now. I don't have my agents, my manager. It's me. It's like Donald Trump or Obama picking up the line. Santo Domingo. If the phone call is answered or not answered, I cannot have hate or love towards Santo Domingo. Even though I gotta love the globe, I gotta show peace, love, and happiness, but I gotta be independent business. I cannot show emotion. It cannot be good, it cannot be bad. But social security wise, it would have to be good like miracles, because each one we approve, we're saving people fast. Even if the phone then is Joshua Elijah Ford in Maui, Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands, then able to speak to Santo Domingo. Ah. So then Santo Domingo and people who wrote about that and everybody who was able to once have a communication. So then we can take it to class, we can take it to studying. So then I gotta say, if I do business with 200 countries, we still have to love Santo Domingo. Even though that's my, in Jurassic Park, if I made it and I woke up in the tree, I know people who wake up in the trees and don't have cell phones. If And I don't want to start speaking in a terminology positive or bad, but I know people that gotta wake up in the trees that's even not able to communicate the way they feel. The bushman or the people who wake up in the tree houses or that don't have internet or a phone in the tree. So then if I wake up and I'm like, Santo Domingo, they say, well, you're not from Santo Domingo, but I got your phone call. You're connected to all of us through the different territories. Is it 100 on the list of the territories? He's already involved. So not with Social Security, but just his business is already involved with 200. Then he picks up the phone live and says, we got Santo Domingo because I was blessed to have my mom still alive. But I gotta do her Social Security because she's already an American retiring. I gotta do mine because it's under minimum wage, but the amount of work I did, I just hit 20,000 posts, even educational and research wise, on Facebook. That then, if you got my form, and I was able to talk to Santo Domingo or Santo Domingo. So then we cannot be positive or, too much involved, but we would hope that the line could then wire the transaction. Because if it could do it for one, that means Santo Domingo was able to do something not even the state of Hawaii was able to do for the person who's in the state. So I was able to reach them faster, Santo Domingo, than even my own Maui, Hawaii. I did the song White and Green, 808 all day. I was able to, before my lawyer picks up and leaves a message, I was able to speak to the beautiful girl in Santo Domingo that didn't do her research. She just said, "You're not from here." I said, "Oh," and the call. Now everybody gotta figure out. Okay, so what do we have to do with internet? What do we have to do with Wall Street? If I did Wall Street numbers better than the White House, if I did banking numbers better than the bank, and now we gotta start from, they like to say sovereign, but everybody loves to drive American and foreign, but they say sovereign. So then we gotta figure out if that's somebody's great 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 grandpa and the rest of the family, whether they're on vacation in Santo Domingo or in the Hawaiian Islands or at the White House. How are we supposed to get the money like the movies? So all the blockbuster movies, all the Netflix, all the Hollywood. How are we supposed to get the money? Okay, so if we got everybody in hip hop that disappeared, we love hip hop. This is Josh Ford, number one. how are we supposed to get the jet planes with the cash, or the wire to the bank, or the check to my mail faster than the White House, faster than the state of Hawaii, if I just picked up with Santo Domingo first? I've been waiting 30 days for the phone call. I sent out the email. I forwarded it to people across the globe, that then their email can then be, okay, then it might be lost, but then it's reverse forwarded. It's reverse forwarded through their IP and their service providers, that then see it in the back end development in IT. Information technology is able to then see all the missed ones that's not, so you can then accept them at a certain level, or then you can miss them. So a lot of people can make beautiful things happen fast, like miracles. Now we're saving lives, and everybody gets to make more money, do it big time, and even have what? Raises. They get to have celebrations, fiestas. But how are we supposed to do this like the Netflix, Hulu, Showtime, all of that, to the bank to save somebody, if not even the state and then the rest of the branches? If I gotta go to the dentist, if I gotta take care of my health right now, if I'm on the middle of the beach, if I'm stuck in a tree, if I'm on the shoreline, how am I supposed to do this if this is my last phone call and then I do it on a TikTok video, but I lost the call and nobody, the police showed up to my door, but not with the money or the help? But this is then supposed to be able to save somebody's mom, sister, great grandma, their great grandma and grandpa. A lot of people live at their great grandma's house. Their great grandma or their great grandpa take care of them. But how are their kids supposed to know about the phone call on the live that then goes to the globe? If no, so then we gotta hope somebody has the phone bill, the amount on the phone, that they have the connection, that in Jurassic Park they don't slip and lose their phone, and they have Verizon connection with Wi-Fi connected to Santo Domingo. How we about to make this from Hawaii to New York to Washington, D.C., to California, to Houston, to Georgia, to Minnesota, to Wisconsin, to Miami, to New Jersey, to across the globe, Africa, to China, to Europe? How are we supposed to, the United Nations, the United Kingdom, Coconut Kingdom, how is this place supposed to get to our bank to save our family wherever we are? I'm gonna upload this because that's a advanced emergency payout, where then you calculate the net worth and the amount. You send that through a wire and a check. So you look at the information inside of the email. You send it to either the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, the routing number. You call the bank, or then you have the police or yourself deliver it immediately to save the president. It could be the current one. It could be Abraham Lincoln. It could be Obama. It could be Donald Trump. It could be, the Winners Club, Josh Ford. It could be the teacher that's supposed to be the smartest college teacher in Harvard. How are we gonna get them? So let's just say it gotta be money. It has to be money because their salary already and their health isn't able to afford food, the cost of living, their apartment, and they got the phone, not their apartment management, the police, or the state. They got to talk to Santo Domingo Social Security office. We don't know if they then forward it to the Hawaii Social Security office in Maui, the Hawaii State one, or even then any of the subsidiaries if they even then use protection calls or logs to then save. This is money that's able to boost the economy and also protect Americans as well as all the other countries, even people who then consider it sovereign or Hawaii. That's part of the United States. So then that's Josh Ford trying to intercept the call to get the money directly to then my bank so I can make it. That means if I gotta go do dental work, if I gotta go run to the hospital, if I gotta go avoid police, if my name is Drake, if my name is Madonna, if my name is any other foreign affair, the other presidentials, if my name is Prince Harry or Suits or Hollywood, the if my name is any of those or any of the beautiful models, if it's our great grandmother from Charlie Chocolate Factory, if it's if it's a McKinley Ford, if I gotta approve their budget for somebody who's just retiring and they worked in the community, or even if they're just insane and they gotta have money, or if it's me that then works with 200 countries, Winners Club Manufacturing, World Music Innovations, #1 on Spotify, then I get to talk to Santo Domingo, even on a TikTok live, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. But then I gotta download the video, hope it uploads. I gotta hope I have enough energy to chop up the video, enough energy to pay for the resources to think about putting a video up, enough energy to eat lunch if I'm in the hospital, enough energy if I'm Abraham Lincoln still alive, or if I'm Obama or Donald Trump, or if I'm throwing up W's, or if I'm Santo Domingo themselves as a country or a or as people. That's then when you take philosophy, right? Is it people to people? Is it man or woman? Is it country to country? Is it state to state? Is it, no, it's supposed to be just as social security to socially secure people in general. That's then when you're being morally humane, right? So then people with this position can then help people, even whether it's teachers, even then the homeless can then have a floor, right? So a lot of people are homeless, but they don't have a phone, they don't have the connection, they don't have the resources, or they're being judged, discriminated, or they look crazy like this, crazy hair. Maybe they're waking up in Jurassic Park, or their phone just smashed and they're the president, or they're just working at any place or not. How is this movie, instead of robbing banks, how are we gonna translate the message that fast like a movie where we're on motorcycles, we're picking up calls, we say okay, give him the money that is in that email for you to have got the call. So you called him. It's just something I've been noticing too. Somebody then is able to call me because I'm then what? The patient or the president wanting to see, does it work in America? I'm the patient. But if I'm the president when we're pushing P, or somebody that then is retired, right? Either early, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, or somebody that's just in school. They're 3 years old, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 200. How are we gonna get this message from the state to cross borders, cross lines, where then everybody's able to get, it's not everybody, but the message is going to be able to be passed to him to make enough difference that then that's going to be able to be communicated, transmitted, using telecommunications, using internet, using email, using phone numbers, using bank accounts, bank wires, social security, using names, emails, street address. Forget all about, the spooky seasons and jails and all that. How are we gonna get the message in a movie like Fast and the Furious to the right person? We're like, okay, that's good. Boom. He's online. People are in the community that heard the call. They're older than me and they're younger than me. They're healthier than me and they're also not. But I'm able to communicate. I'm able to take care of my mom for a split second, but I don't have food. The police doesn't know how to do it. The state workers don't know how to do it. But Santo Domingo hung up the phone call, and now I gotta just upload this video quick and let everybody else then possibly not have the algorithm limit the video. Because then if you don't, it can then save a lot of people. If Supergirl, Superman, and all of that is out now, how do we do it in real life? From New York to Hollywood to Miami to Hawaii. We're talking about Hawaii right now. Santo Domingo to Hawaii, then that would be intercepted state, federally, and the different countries internationally, right? How do we then translate that to even the bank that then has to have the account be open with the money that's of net plus in there? Nobody's stealing, nobody's hurting each other. We're actually saving people right now. How do we do that? It should be immediately, instant, and with the email and all the ways I said.